everyone. We are back again to our geography class. Today we shall be discussing, rather we'll be continuing to discuss about the rotation and revolution. And concerning this rotation and revolution, we'll be discussing today especially on the revolution. And to do that, we'll be discussing or highlighting these 5 different topics. What is an orbit, the leap year, the perihelion and aphelion, their definition, diagram, their differences, their combined effects of the axis and the revolution, and there is the apparent migration of the sun, the northward and southward. We have got the informations that many of you don't have the textbook. So to avail the textbook is not possible from our side, but we can avail you the text. So on that basis, I have reformulated, rather rewritten the entire thing, summarizing what is in the text and trying to give you in the video itself. So let us discuss in detail, dear children, what is an orbit. Rather, we will say discuss straight away what is the orbit of the sun, how it looks, what is its feature. It is the path along which the earth moves around the sun. All of us, we know that earth moves around the sun, and this orbit of the earth is elliptical. Elliptical means it is not complete, it is not full round. It is oval in shape, almost like an egg shape, not a football shape. And the speed of the earth, I told you the previous class, is very high. It is around 30 kilometer per second. 30 kilometer per second. You can imagine what a great speed at which the earth is spinning on its axis. Now, sorry, this is actually the 30 kilometer per second, the speed of the earth that is going around the sun. Now, this is the earth's orbit. Can you see? This is the earth orbit. This is not a full circle. It is oval. Oval means the distance, you see that is the sun. Sometimes the earth is closer and sometimes the earth is very far. We will come to this point later in this session itself. Because of this location or position of the earth from the sun, when it is nearest, it has got a name called perihelion, and when the sun is far from the earth, rather the earth is far from or away from the sun, it is called aphelion. So this you should know, that this is the orbit of the earth, which is elliptical in shape. Now in this context we have a topic called a leap year. What is a leap year? A leap year is a year in which an extra day is added to the Gregorian calendar. You know why this extra day is coming? We all know that a year comprises 365 days, but actually it is 365 and 1 by 4, that means 6 hours more. Now this 6 hours extra is not counted in a year. So after every 4 years, that 6 into 4 is equal to 24, one day we get extra. So 1 year will come after every 4 years. A year will have 366 days. Such year will be known as a leap year. Normally that one extra day is added with the month of February, and all of us, we know the month of February is normally 28 days, but when it comes to the leap year, the February month becomes 29 days. For information, 2020, this year was a leap year. Now aphelion and perihelion. Aphelion and perihelion. Let us go to the first the diagram. We say the orbit of the earth is oval, not full circle, due to which the distance between the sun and the earth, sometimes you can see that from here to here it is so close, and sometimes from the earth, from the sun, the earth's distance is quite far. So the position at which the earth is stationed, which is the closest distance between the sun and the earth, is known as perihelion, which is approximately 148 million kilometer. On the other hand, the location of the earth, which is far away from the sun, that position of the earth is known as aphelion, which is 152 million kilometer, mkm, not just km. Okay, now this has got particular days, time. The perihelion actually takes place on 3rd of January and aphelion takes place on 4th of July. Now, what are the aphelion, perihelion in detail? Aphelion means it is the point of the Earth's orbit that is farthest or away from the sun. Aphelion, away. Just to help you to remember which is closer, which is far. Start with so away, so far away. Then perihelion. Perihelion is the point of the Earth's orbit that is nearest to the sun. Remember, this all happens in the orbit. Because of the shape of the orbit, sometimes the Earth seems to come closer to the Earth, sometimes it goes away from this. Now, how did we get this name aphelion and perihelion? Because it has come from the Greek terminology. In the Greek word Helios, Helios means the sun. Helios means the sun, and apo means far. So aphelion, far away, so longest distance. And peri means close. So perihelion means sun is closer to the earth. Once again, this is your diagram. I'll be sending this diagram along with your assignment. It will be easy for you to understand or to understand as called assimilate the chapter. Now there is a combined effects of the Earth's is called axis as well as revolution, because the Earth's axis is tilted and because the Earth goes around the sun. These two things, means rotation as well as revolution together, we have got combined effects that happens on the Earth. Since the axis of the Earth is inclined, it is tilted, each of the poles receives the sun's rays alternately. Because the Earth is tilted, this shape of this Earth is tilted, so only one part. Suppose the North Pole is closer to the sun, then South Pole will be away from the sun. So North Pole, northern hemisphere will have the summer and southern hemisphere will have winter. When the North Pole is tilted towards the sun, it is summer in the northern hemisphere, and when the North Pole is turned away from the sun, it is winter in the same. So the same formula apply for the South Pole too. That means when the South Pole is close to the sun, then in the southern hemisphere you will have the summer and vice versa. Due to this inclination of the Earth's axis, the duration of day and night varies from place to place. You must be aware that the duration of the day and night is not same everywhere throughout the world. It is all happens because of the inclination of the Earth's axis. Places having summer will have longer days, while places having winter will have shorter days. This is all because of the inclinations of the earth. The altitude of the midday sun also varies accordingly. Altitude means the sun is overhead. So that also depends from place to place, the timing. And of course it brings changes in the seasons too combined. If the earth's axis was not tilted or inclined, obviously throughout the world would have been the same season throughout the world. If it is summer, all the world, whole world will have summer. If it is winter, the whole world would have, the whole earth would have been the winter. But it is not so, because the revolution is also very much influenced by the inclination of the earth's axis. Now we have got the last topic of today's discussion is the apparent migration of the sun. Sorry, it is not earth, it is sun. The apparent migration of the sun. So the apparent migration of the sun. The sun seems to migrate, rather move from north to south and south to north. I means from southern hemisphere to northern hemisphere, northern hemisphere to southern hemisphere. And its border is obviously between the two tropics. Like from northward, from northern hemisphere, it travels from north to north, tropic of Cancer to tropic of Capricorn in the south, and from the south, from tropic of Capricorn to tropic of Cancer. Now try to understand the term northward. That means it is moving towards north from the southern hemisphere. So what it is? That means around this time the sun is over it at the tropic of Capricorn in the southern hemisphere. So during this northward movement of the or migration of the sun, what happens? The sun appears to be moving northward after 21st of December till 21st of June. So because on the 22nd of December the sun is overhead on tropic of Capricorn and it is the summer season in the southern hemisphere. So from the tropic of Capricorn after 22nd of December, this northward movement for 6 months of the sun is termed in geography as the northward apparent migration of the sun, or in our Indian terminology, one word called the Uttarayan. We will discuss about what is Uttar and what is Dakshin. Vice versa, on 21st of June, the sun is over it on tropic of Cancer. So in the northern hemisphere it is summer. So after 21st of June, the sun starts moving towards the southern hemisphere. So from after 21st of June till 22nd of December, the sun apparently moves from tropic of Cancer to tropic of Capricorn. This movement or migration of the apparent migration of the sun is known as the southward movement or migration, or in Indian terminology it's called Dakshinayan. Let us understand what is Uttarayan and what Dakshinayan. These are the Indian name of northward, southward apparent migration and northward apparent migration. Now Uttar in our Indian language, Sanskrit, okay, even in Hindi also perhaps, means north, and ayan means movement. So Uttar Orki movement, that means it is going towards the northern side. Essentially, Uttarayan means the northward movement of the sun, and it is all believed in our Indian culture that Uttarayan, beginning of Uttarayan is generally considered to be very auspicious. That means all the good days, happiness, joy in life is supposed to come. Normally this happens or begin from the Makar Sankranti day in India. Similarly, the Dakshinayan means south, Dakshin means south, and Ayan means movement. So essentially, Dakshinayan means it is the southward movement of the sun. Dakshinayan is generally considered to be inauspicious. All the dark days or bad days, bad luck is supposed to come. That's the belief and faith, okay, in our life. So please note, when we say the movement of the sun, it means its apparent movement of the sun, because the sun doesn't move. It is the earth that goes around the sun. It is the earth that spins on its own axis. So earth that orbits around the sun is elliptical path and not the other way around. Dear children, with this we end with today's learning, and will be sending you the assignment. These again the basic questions for you to understand the whole chapter. Your homework is reduced this time. Only answer these three questions in your homework copy. What do you know about the Earth's orbit? Entire thing, of course. If you can draw a diagram, that's up to you. Distinguish between aphelion and perihelion, and how is Uttarayan is different from Dakshinayan. With this, we wish you all the best. Stay home, stay safe, and study well.